Today we're looking at filing and organizing the Vectorworks file in the resource manager. The open drawing is HRHMA, which actually stands for high-rise master file. It's my main project file for this project. You open it, and fantastically, Vectorworks now shows you all the objects in your file. Here, for example, and the idea is to keep them all tidy in an appropriate folder. The reason for that is then when you're searching from another drawing or another project, and you're looking for something, it might be a tree or a car or a brick or a line type, you have a better chance of finding it if the folders are organized. Vectorworks has now made this fantastically easy. It recognizes here are some loose items. They're not filed, they're just thrown at the top of the tree. So we right click, move, and it already knows that it's a line. If the line type folder wasn't there, it'd let you make one, but it knows it's a line. So my folder is called lines job, the lines of this job. So I'm going to move it. There we are. And it's now been moved into this folder of line types for this job. This is all basic hygiene. Here's a record format. It's gone a bit lost. I'm going to move it. We already know it's a record format. It's asking me to put it in the records folder for the job. So I'll do that. And here's a slab that also got left behind somewhere, and we'll put that into the slab folder. We have the two ways into it. You can click on the upper window or from the icons displayed. So in fact, you want to organize your resource manager to show this, the tree structure and the preview window, and that's it. There is another option, so if we can look at how that you can look at how that works. It's a little option of how to organize the resource manager, show things. Let's, for example, let's go and look at symbols. So there's gradients, there they are, there's hatches, there they are, there's images, there's lines, there's records, there's render backgrounds, there's render styles, there's rotate hatches, there are save views. That's just the folder of scripts, that's automatic. The save view will always be located in that folder. Sketch styles for the job, slabs for the job, and then symbols. These are all your symbols, so let's make it organized. Let's have components. What are components? They're doors and windows and metal fittings. Detail for the job. Details of fixings like nuts and bolts. Details of structure like bracing or a pad. Details of masonry, which goes a balcony parapet. I've got some symbol there. Drawing tools. Now this is a useful one. This will be your title blocks, scale bars if you have one as a symbol. Drawing markers, markers to mark the origin, the 00 point, the internal 00 origin of the file. Titles, north key plan, so the drawing tools. Fittings, now fittings, there are bedroom fittings, common fittings with tables and chairs, dining fittings, light fittings, and all so on and so on and so forth. Sanitary fittings, which have either two-dimensional and or three-dimensional. You see, if it's 2D, it says it's 2D, and it always starts with a D because it's a door. If it's a WC, it must start with a WC, and some other softwares are terrible at naming symbols. They put the size first. For example, if it's a window, they'll go 1015 times 2100 blah 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 window. Well, I'm never going to find that. If I'm looking for a window in the system or another drawing, or even in this drawing, I'm going to start with the letter W. So please, it's just common sense, dare I say it. If it's a WC, the first two letters must be WC. If it's a hand basin, it's a WHB, and so forth. These are naming conventions. If it's a chair, it starts with the word chair, correctly spelt. Heliodon symbols are just if you don't know what they are, anyway, the point about this exercise is to show you that if it's a heliodon, it's in the right folder. Landscape, guess what? It's trees and stuff. Now, then I've saved some massing blocks, so I put them in a folder called massing blocks. Then I've got some people and cars and stuff, and they're in a folder called people and cars. Services and ditto, drainage stuff. There's a shallow access inspection chain or a manhole, fire things, fire hose reel, and so forth. So it's tidy. Sight things. Oh look, it's traffic symbols. Textiles, self-explanatory. Textures, there's lots of these. They take up a lot of memory. All kinds of textures. Tiles, you may use these. I find them a little bit difficult to use, but anyway, that's just my problem. Vectorworks tools, well, there are things you can make, little scripts. We'll come on to that much later. And your walls, there are your walls, and we'll come on to how those are work. You can grab them off the Vectorworks library and your worksheets, and there they are. So we've got areas, door, schedule with images, IFC objects, those are BIM things, and blah blah blah. So your Vectorworks libraries, these are defaults. You'll find them in your not in your application support folder, but these are just default Vectorworks libraries, and a lot of the stuff is there, but you'll find most of it is drawn in layer none, and the attributes are not ordered by class, which is another subject for another lesson. So that is the way to organize the objects in your file in the resource browser. Thanks for watching.